let's talk keyboards. Today, I'm going to be talking about how many keyboards I have, why I use all of them, what I use them for. So let's get right into it. So the first two keyboards we're going to be talking about are my Nord Stage 3 and the Roland Juno DS61. The reason why I have the Nord Stage 3 is because how easy it is to transition from sound to sound. I once had a gig where we were doing 10 songs back to back, and it was like a medley, and I was switching between sounds, and I created these patches, and you were not able to hear the cutoff. So I liked that. And so I like how all the controls are right in front of me. Some people find that tedious, but I like how everything I need to do is there. The effects, the oscillators, the knobs, the filters, all of that is right in front of me. So I wanted a keyboard where I could just do that and not have to search, because if you're working and you're doing something on the fly, it's a good idea to have everything right in front of you. The last reason why I have the Nord Stage 3, I really like the feel of the keyboard. Now, I have my Juno DS61, which is probably one of the oldest keyboards in my collection. So this is like my main synthesizer keyboard. I personally like the layering inside of the Juno DS61. You know, you have your pads where you could assign beats, the drum pad, which is pretty cool. The other thing that I like to do with the Juno DS61 is I like to take my SM7B, plug it into the Juno DS61, and then I'll do vocoder stuff. So I'll take the Juno, maybe I'll have a synthesizer, and then I'll use that through this microphone, and then my voice becomes that synthesizer. That's the main purpose of the Juno DS61. What I've been doing lately is I have this MIDI cable, right? Boom. And then I've connected the Juno DS61 into the Nord with this MIDI cable. Now what happens is I can then send the sounds from the Juno DS61 into the Nord Stage 3, and then now sounds in the Nord Stage 3 are being played, but on top of that, I have the sounds from the Juno DS61 being played. That's the main purpose of connecting these two keyboards. That's like my main setup. The next keyboard that I have is the M Audio Keystation 49ES, and the sole reason for me having this keyboard is because I only wanted a keyboard that was just MIDI. I use this if I'm using Keyscape or Omnisphere, Pure Synth Platinum, and mainly for synth stuff that's software based. The fourth keyboard we're going to be talking about is my Yamaha Piaggio NPV80. I do not have a big reason why this is part of my setup, but it was one of the first keyboards I've ever owned. This keyboard, man, it has to be like almost 8 years old. Yeah, I just used this one when I was first starting out playing piano. I used it at church. When I'm at home, sometimes I still use it to practice. It's there for practice purposes. So the next keyboard we're going to talk about is my Yamaha MOXF8. This keyboard is another one of the oldest ones in my collection. I simply bought it because at the time I wanted to play at church with a keyboard that was not too heavy weighted keys, but like decently weighted keys, and I wanted a keyboard where it has some of the classic Yamaha motif sounds in there, decent key bed, I can layer 4 sounds. I also wanted a keyboard that had an audio interface built in so I can just directly record, because at the time that was the best option for me. So I actually started producing first with that keyboard. So that is a keyboard that I produce with, I played at church with, I started gigging with, so that's why I have that keyboard. Now, the next keyboard is my Yamaha MX88. So in contrast to the Yamaha MOXF8, I wanted that keyboard to be a practice keyboard. But I also have this software that I was looking at, and it paired well with the Yamaha MX88. And so like I can connect my iPad, my phone, and use these sounds that were specifically made for the MX88, and I found to be very useful. So the MOXF8 was meant to be a church piano, and then the MX88 was a practice piano at home. I still use those keyboards, so that's why I have the Yamaha MOXF8, and that's why I have the MX88. So I have all these keyboards because of the sound design, the ability to edit the sounds, the layering, and the programming in them. So I have all these keyboards, and it helps my workflow because there's sounds in there that you just can't duplicate anywhere else, and I need those sounds. I like the feel of those, which helps me to play better in addition to those sounds and the connectivity between certain keyboards. So that's how the keyboards help my workflow. Hope that helps. If you have any questions and want to see a demo of anything I showed you in the video, please let me know in the comments, and I'll check you out later. Peace.